Hello, Central.
My name is Steve Funk, and I'm the chairman of the Capital Campaign. For the next 20 minutes, we would like to present to you the results of our Capital Campaign we started 2 years ago. If you remember, it was called Blueprint for Growth. If you remember, in that campaign, we focused on growth. Growth in our own spiritual development, growth in reaching out to a new generation, and growth by sharing our faith through new programs. We wanted to explore how those goals could be incorporated into the building. We focused the project from the west entrance of the church to the sanctuary, basically the entrance area and the fellowship area. The campaign has designated $477,000 to date for this project. From there, we formed a Blueprint for Growth committee of church members to translate the goals of the church to an architect or designer in order to complete our schematic blueprint. The committee communicated to each prospective candidate these 4 parameters: to appeal to a younger generation, to blend our traditional design with a more modern aesthetic, to create an intentionally inviting atmosphere, and to create an intentionally connected energy. Upon interviewing 4 different candidates, the committee decided on the local architectural firm of BLDD. The church contracted with BLDD to create a schematic design based on congregational input. From BLDD's suggestion, we created a leadership team of church members to facilitate that communication with BLDD during the design process. In August and September, BLDD met with the entire congregation in order to try to gather each congregational member's input. From an all-congregational meeting, the architect heard us articulate our desire for the future of Central Christian Church.
Additionally, BLDD held 8 small group discussions to which the whole congregation was invited, and from those meetings, BLDD heard us say that we desire a place to sit and visit and have a cup of coffee in our renovated space. Where things are and how to find them should be self-evident, that there should be a natural flow from the street to the sanctuary, that we want some kind of canopy outside or drop-off area, and that the space should be open, and that the parlor and library should be more intentionally functional. The plans that you are about to see show the schematic design that BLDD has presented us based on our congregational needs and their conversations with us. Okay, the first slide you'll see is the footprint that was given to the architect of the space available for renovation. Beginning here with the west entrance, the parlor, the lobby, the Friendship Center, the narthex, and the library. As you'll note, the footprint stops at the sanctuary. The sanctuary was not part of any renovation area given to the architect. Next slide. The first thing that we notice coming into the west entrance, or the newly renovated west entrance, would direct your attention to the right. This is currently the parlor. The proposal is that this become more of an all-purpose room or an all-gathering area. It could have, the first thing is that the doorway is widened and sliding glass doors are put in. That allows us to do something inside semi-privately. The glass here could be frosted. Or the doors slid wide open, extending this lobby area all the way out to the side. The furniture in that room could be portable. This could serve as a conference room, a small group meeting area, a small group gathering area, fellowship area, and so on. Then moving your eyes over to the left, obviously the most noticeable thing is that the chimney, the fireplace is gone, as are the doors here. So immediately then, when we come into the building, we're drawn upward. The best part of our church is the sanctuary. We're creating a natural flow from the moment we walk in the building upward, moving to the sanctuary, and opening that whole space up. Moving over to the left, Steve, one of the things that came through loud and clear in the meetings with BLDD and the the church members was that where things are should be unambiguous, and especially as it relates to children. We want children to feel welcome and invited into our space. This is the entrance off to the Nichols wing, and you'll see that's very kid-friendly. There's no doubt about where children are invited to go. This is the entrance into our preschool wing and also into our nursery. The first thing that you'll notice is that the preschool director's office is gone. It's been moved, and that opens up this whole space here for a welcome area, a seating area, a waiting area for parents dropping off children, picking up children. Again, space for them to connect and relate to one another. Next slide. This shows a close-up of this area, this children's waiting area. The fish tank is brought downstairs, which is one of the attraction to all of our children. Some kid-friendly toys and other things, but a place, as you can see, for parents to just linger and visit while their children are playing. Here is our nursery. There's a counter, the check-in counter for Sunday morning. Windows there opening and drawing attention to the nursery, and then the door is moved to the nursery to this location here. It's a little bit hard to see, but this is the hallway going down the preschool wing, and there is a wall, a security wall that's been added here with a doorway so that there is a barrier between our classrooms down here and the rest of the public. This is important because DCFS has asked us to create a barrier that protects children from the rest of the building. This satisfies that condition given by DCFS, the security wall. The preschool director's office is moved from here, now occupies the men's room and the women's room on the first floor. They become, this is the door currently to the men's bathroom, now becomes the doorway to the preschool director's office with windows put in. This is a closet currently, but it now becomes a unisex bathroom. So there is a bathroom on this first floor. Moving upstairs, this is the Friendship Center, and the first thing that's noticeable is that this ceiling is raised. In other words, this classroom here that occupies this area has been removed, and that's room 202 upstairs. You may think of that as the old Ecclesia classroom, but with that room gone, it opens this space up vertically. This hallway here on the second floor is the hallway. It remains unchanged where Baby Talk has most of its offices and rooms. These are the doors to the balcony. Downstairs, you'll see to the right the entrance into our office wing. Now, we did not give the offices to the architect as part of the footprint, but they suggest altering the offices somewhat in order to create more room for gathering here in the Friendship Center. So you'll notice that this is the hallway to the administrative wing. It stays the same, but the secretary's office is moved from this area here across to where the fish tank is and then pushed back to create more space out here for intentional gathering and fellowship. These columns remain in their current location, but the architects are proposing to keep these here, but incorporating them into a half circle or an arc counter that is a welcome center that we can use for a host or hostess, especially on Sunday morning and also during the week. One of the things that we were very adamant about is that we did not want the renovated space to feel like it was an addition to the sanctuary, but it complemented the sanctuary somewhat. And the architects here very creatively have taken a wood paneling feature here and here and brought that into the Friendship Center. You'll notice when you go into the sanctuary that this pattern here, 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 and here mimic the woodworking pattern in the sanctuary. So there's a tie-in architecturally from the sanctuary to the Friendship Center. One other thing is that the walls here separating the Friendship Center from the narthex are gone. That opens that space up even more. So from the moment we come into the building and up the stairs, we're drawn into the sanctuary. New glass here at the back of the sanctuary, soundproof, and could be opened, but create a visual connection with between the sanctuary and everything else happening in the building. Next picture shows the other side of the Friendship Center. Here, this is currently a hallway. This is a men's bathroom, and there's another bathroom here, and the elevator is up here on the second floor. But this, again, opens this space. There's so much happening in our building, and this allows for a lot of different ways to connect. Vertically, horizontally, spatially, etc. The men's bathroom that is currently located over here in this corner now comes and takes the place of the communion prep room. In front of the communion prep room, or the new men's restroom, is a recessed coffee bar, and that was another thing that was brought up many times in conversations with BLDD and church members. Next picture shows one more picture of the Friendship Center. The architects have also suggested posting our mission statement here: sharing lives, sharing Christ, changing lives, delivering hope. So the moment we come in, we are reminded of our mission. And these are video monitors that can be used in a variety of ways and for a variety of purposes. And when we go out of the sanctuary and prepare to leave the building through the west entrance, this is the visual we see. Because the ceiling is raised and this wall is gone, we get to gaze at the beautiful stained glass window on the west entrance. Moving outside, this is an aerial shot of the west entrance. The architects are proposing a canopy, a drop-off area covered that's 2 cars wide, also a new driveway, but that also protects some of the Mercer Street bricks. And if we look at the last picture, you'll see this is the drop-off canopy. They have kept the Central Christian Church letters from the original facade, just simply extended them out here, and matched the brickwork here with the existing building. So knowing what BLDD heard from us, we believe that they got the following things right in their design schematic. The open second story, which increases connection with the whole building. The tie-in from the parking lot to the sanctuary, the view to the sanctuary, the view out, leaving the sanctuary, the open flow, the detail in the Friendship Center with the woodwork on columns and walls. The kids' waiting area is something that we felt was definitely something they got right. The narthex that's opened up, the small group seating in the Friendship Center, the very subtle coffee bar, the multi-purpose parlor / now conference room, all gathering room, the mission statement on the walls, and the awning outside being very seamless architecturally. We know that there are questions that need to be addressed and asked before a design schematic like this could be completed. And we welcome your questions and feedbacks as we go forward. 2 of the bigger questions involve when and how this might take place and how long it might take, and whether we do this in one stage or multiple stages, and also whether or not this is affordable. And for that, I'll turn things over to Gene Garver, the chair of our trustees.
I'm Gene Garver, chairman of the trustees for Central Christian Church. The trustees voted, along with the BLDD team earlier on this year, that we would like to continue and do this project, and we would also like to do it at one time. We feel as though it will save money, it'll save time, and be more convenient for our church and less hectic for our church. Central is in great shape right now financially. We have no debt. We haven't had any debt for several years. We have been in debt in the past when we did the Nichols wing and when we did the sanctuary, and we've always been able to take care of our debt. Thanks to your generosity for the capital campaign, we are in good shape. We have probably 1/3 of the money already gathered for this renovation. We do not need to ask for any additional money at this time. We want you to continue your support, and any extra gifts would certainly be welcome, but we are in fine shape financially with the giving that we have right now. We can do this renovation very easily, and the 2 banks that I have contacted are able to loan us money and very eager to loan us money. I've talked to First Mid-Illinois Bank and Soy Bank. Interest rates are very good, and they're very eager to help us get this accomplished. We can always borrow from our permanent memorial funds if there's ever an emergency or something would come along. But right now, we feel as though financially we are in good shape and we can handle this project.
According to church bylaws, the congregation must approve by vote any decision to borrow money on the church's behalf. The Board of Trustees, the Church Council, and the leadership team believe that pursuing this project is consistent with the goals of the church in building for the future growth of Central Christian Church. The purpose of this video is to share information. On February 15th, we will be presenting this same information for the entire congregation between services in the Great Hall. Currently, there is no date set yet for the congregational meeting at which a vote to proceed with this design will be conducted. We plan on offering occasions for people to ask questions and give feedback at roundtable gatherings. Be on the lookout for those. They will be advertised through the traditional venues of direct email and the weekly visitor.
Once again, thank you for your attention and for your support. We will be welcoming your input as we move forward during this exciting time for Central Christian Church.